Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about what I believe are the 5 richest zodiac signs, and yes, it does apply and pertain to the sun, moon, and ascendant. And I'm referring to, naturally, what I think are the 5 zodiac signs on average that have the greatest propensity for monetary material wealth. I'm going to start out with Taurus. Well, Taurus is the sign that corresponds with money, possessions, material items, and finances, income generated. It corresponds with the second house in astrology, which naturally does rule money. And the thing about Taurus is they can often have prodigious financial acumen. Taurus people often can make money work for itself. They seem to have a knack, to formulate some kind of plan. If they're in some kind of financial trouble, they often are able to extricate themselves from it. Now, you take someone though like Bernie Madoff, that was like, had that Ponzi scheme. He was a sun in Taurus, and I don't know, he may have had his moon in Taurus as well. You may want to confer that on the internet and look it up. But he took, I think that he basically, he became somebody that was about, sadly, avarice and greed, and look where it got him. So that was like really Taurus energy, gone completely awry, gone the wrong way. And Taurus people, though, can, have very good, again, the financial acumen, that ability to make money. If I'm not mistaken, one of the Forbes is a Cancer sun in Taurus ascendant. Conor McGregor, who's a renowned, he's a mixed martial artist. He crossed over to boxing for some time. Another Cancer sun, Taurus ascendant person. And the Taurus people seem to have that knack, that inkling to just be able to come into money. So I'm going to go with Taurus number 1 on the richest. So as far as the 5 richest zodiac signs go, next up, I'm going to go with Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, which is which is connected with prosperity and luck. Sagittarius seems to be inclined toward prosperity and luck. They can be very benevolent, philanthropic people. They are really about it's a very Sagittarius is fortuitous for really coming into money when they really need it. They may not be ones that are about spending it. Very few Sagittarians, I would say, are hoarders, but they do have that ability to come into prosperity at times, especially when they truly need it. It is the luckiest of the zodiac signs. On average, Jupiter is connected with luck, and I think a lot of their benevolence and goodwill is tied into it. And they're really, Sagittarius can be the incorrigible optimist of the zodiac, and they seem to have that inkling to come into that money when it's that really needed for them. That's the sign associated with college studies and higher education. So, I mean, if you're somebody that does get a college degree, naturally you have, in many cases, a great opportunity to be able to, make money, because people that are college educated, naturally they get a degree in some subject. They, often can manifest in at least a relatively high paying position. So I go and just their expansive optimism helps them come into wealth by maintaining a consistent positive attitude. So I'll go with Sagittarius at number 2 on the 5 richest zodiac signs list. Now, next sign up, I'm actually going to go with the zodiac sign Cancer. Now, Cancer is and Jupiter is in its exaltation in Cancer, and Jupiter is connected with prosperity and luck. And despite Cancer being a timid sign, they kind of, they can be very tenacious, dedicated and devoted, and in terms of accumulating, the wealth and for their security for the latter part of their life. The zodiac sign Cancer does correspond with the fourth house and the latter part of one's life. They often, can work hard in order to generate money for their family. If you're providing for a family, you have to be, generating at least a fairly good amount of income. And I think this can play a role as to why the zodiac sign Cancer can, actually, has a better than average chance of coming into some kind of affluence, prosperity and wealth during their life. But remember that not all Cancers are created equal, or Tauruses for that matter. I'm a Cancer with Taurus rising, and I've been on lower level income for a fairly good part of my life, and if not the entire part of it, the entirety of my life. So, but I will go with Cancer as number 3 on this list of the 5 richest zodiac signs. Now, the next sign I'm going to go to is actually Pisces. Venus, which is connected with money, is in its exaltation in Pisces, and Jupiter, which is associated with prosperity, is in its dignity in Pisces as well. So when you have, those elements, it's natural to see why Pisces, could be up there. I believe, in terms of the most affluent zodiac signs. The thing about Pisces is too, is that they often seem to have a little luck when they're in some financial dilemma or predicament, that they're able to extricate themselves from that situation when necessary. And the thing is, I think part of the reason why Pisces can surprisingly come into wealth, given they're like Cancer, they're kind of timid, passive nature, but because they can be very idealistic, they're about attempting to make the dreams manifest into reality, and that could play a role in terms of generating income. Again, they can be very idealistic, and if Pisces energy in the chart is more well aspected, they could be people that could be idealistic without necessarily being overly unrealistic in the attempts to generate revenue. Pisces is also connected with film and video, so even though Pisces tends to, again, to be timid and passive, they're not, they do have a connection with film and video, and that is where you can gain certain notoriety and recognition, and be able to have that ability to make money in the process. Now, so I'm going to go with Pisces at number 4 on the 5 richest zodiac signs list. Now, last but not least, I'm going to go with Leo at number 5. Leo, it's funny with Leo because they could be very extravagant, but they have the reason. I mean, when you're extravagant, it means that you often have a good amount of money. You have exorbitant funds, but Leo can spend it as quickly as they get it in some cases, because Leo can have a difficult time living within their own income. But the thing about Leo is it's connected with acting, entertainment. They often are inclined toward getting some kind of notoriety and recognition. And when you're in some field that is connected with acting, entertainment, performing, they're often well-paying fields naturally. So, that could play a role in them, being very well off in many cases monetarily. And also they express, an abundance of confidence. And when you have a lot of confidence and self-assuredness, you can attain a lot of your goals, and that could be ones that are, of a financial nature as well. And it's interesting because often in a solar or natal chart for Leo, you would have Taurus on the 10th house cusp, sign connected with money, on the 10th house cusp of career, so I think this can play dividends in terms of them being able to have that ability to come into money. Leo is a very high energy sign as well, and that can include doing things which would help generate income. So I'm going to go with Leo at number 5 on the 5 richest zodiac signs list. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.